وقل رب زدني علما.
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله نبينا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. One of the brothers said he's going through in hardships on an issue, and he keep on asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah Azza wa Jal, he said Allah didn't answer his dua, even though he tried. Even he make Hajj, he make Umrah, but still he didn't get what he asked. How can he understand that? The Prophet ﷺ mentioned in authentic hadith from him ﷺ that Allah answered the dua of the believer in 3 ways. Either he gives him what he asks, or he prevents a difficult similar to it, or he postpones it to the hereafter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answers in one of these 3 ways. You ask Allah something to give you that specific thing, or not to give it to you, but instead prevent a harm from you, which must be better than what you ask. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala delay answering your dua on the day of judgment, which you are more in need of it. Therefore, no one should say, Allah didn't answer my dua. Because the way Allah answered the dua based on this hadith is not only to give you what you ask. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is more kind to His slave than the slave to himself. Allah mercy you subhanahu wa ta'ala in a way beyond your imagination. And if we recite Surah Al-Kahf, the history of Prophet Musa and Prophet Khadr is more than enough. That Prophet of Allah, because the ilm Allah gave, he damaged the boat of those poor people for the intention, the tyrant leader, not to take the whole boat from them. If he see a boat without deficiency, this tyrant leader, he take it away. So the Prophet, he damaged it. So when the tyrant ruler, he see it, he leave it. Even though they can still use and generate money, their income. So Allah mentioned in the Quran, سَاكِينَ يَعْمَلُونَ فِي الْبَحْرِ. More harder than that is when this Prophet, he come and he killed the little boy. He cut his hair off. And the reason behind is because if he would have been alive, he would turn to be a disbeliever. And he had good family, good mother and father who were Muslims. They will also become non-Muslims due to their child who is rebellious. And with that, he will humiliate them too. He will be very disobedient to them. None of this to happen. Allah, He take away subhanahu wa ta'ala that child from those parents, and in return, Allah gave better child to them. The Tabi'i Qatada, he said, when those 2 parents had the baby, they were very happy. They rejoiced with him. When he was killed, they grieved for it. If he would have been left, he would destroy them. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is kind to His slaves. So Allah may take something away from you. Something you had, you lose it. Your car broke down, your boat broke down, your beloved child, your beloved family, you lost. And the reason behind it is Allah subhanahu for your maslahah, for your own interest. On the other hand, when the Prophet, he saw a wall collapsing, which Prophet Musa thought this wall belongs to those people who didn't honor the guests. And he stopped the wall from collapsing. Prophet Musa, he's surprised. Why you did that? Why you didn't get ajr from them? They didn't welcome us. We have right on them. We are guests. And you just doing favor for them without making condition in order to hold this wall back, not to collapse on them. They pay so and so. And the reason actually was not doing favor for them. It's doing favor for orphan who had a righteous father. كان أبوهما صالحا. And they have treasury under that wall. The wall is for them and their wealth is there under the wall. If it fell down to orphans, they don't know where their money is. And the wall belongs to them, not to this family. So these are a clear proof that things are not the way it appears. Many things which appears to you so harsh, you grieve for it. Wallahi al-Azim, that grief is way out for you. And one of the wisdom is when you grieve, when your dua is not answered to you, you didn't get what you want, to continue asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making dua. Don't you remember Allah when you make dua? Don't you apply tawheed when you call Allah? Don't your heart turn away to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What's better than in worldly life? Nothing. ما عندكم ينفد وما عند الله باق. Asking Allah, calling Allah, mentioning His name subhanahu wa ta'ala, glorifying Him, humbling yourself to Him is better than everything on earth. This is ibadah. How about with the other benefits, with the other wisdoms of forgiveness? All these griefs, all these hardships you go through as a believer is forgiveness. Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned, alayhi, any tragedy, any calamity, any tire, any fatigue, any sickness, any worry, any grief, any harm, hadith Sahih Muslim, which afflict the believer is forgiveness for him. Forgiveness of his sin. Which one is easier? To go worldly hardships, but not to be punished your sin on the hereafter in hellfire. No doubt. Also, these hardships, you asking Allah, oh Allah, give me such that woman. I want to marry that woman from good family, very beautiful. Oh Allah. You don't know if you marry that woman, will she be that suitable person to you? How many people marry? They wish they never married. They suffer. They went to jail. Life sentence because of the woman they married. They chosen her from the rest of the people. They didn't know that. So even saying, this is what I want. This is the car I need. If I would have get this house, that's the only thing, oh Allah, I need. You don't know maybe. Because you get that house, you'll be killed in that house. You have hasid, jealous person. SubhanAllah, sometimes you get sick. Sometimes you have a deficiency for your own benefit. Otherwise, people may put evil eye on you. Otherwise, people may have hasad on you. That's why you're weak, you're sick. Your knowledge is short. You have shortcoming. When you have high, some people put evil eye on you. Maybe you lose your aql, your intellect. هذا يحصل. Some people because of oppression, they oppress you. So a believer, he remembers this thing when he goes through hardships. You really don't know what's good for you. عسى أن تكرهوا شيئا وهو خير لكم. You may dislike something and it be better for you. وعسى أن تحبوا شيئا وهو شر لكم. Rather, the ulama, they said the most things you like it is what harms you. Ibn Qayyim said something like that. The most thing we desire is something not benefit for us. Even food-wise, they say the more the food is sweet, the more it's unhealthy. You ever heard that, Muhammad? The more the food is sweet, mashallah, you enjoy with it, the more it's unhealthy. So, it is not, subhanallah, whenever the worldly life is convenient for me, everything is doing well. Whenever it's not convenient for me, things are going wrong. That's not the way it is. Based on this, then you value worldly life. You get it, mashallah, everything doing well. You don't get worldly life, what you desire, everything is getting. This is not the way it is. Wallahu ya'lamu antum la ta'lamun. Allah knows. You don't know it. You don't know your maslahah. Take one last example. Every morning there is accident. on the earth. Every morning car accident. Sometimes death, sometimes loss of limbs. Blind person become loss of wealth every day. Is there any one of them who wants this to happen to? No. They wanted to go to work, they want to go to school, want to pick up their kids, want to go to flight. They were going what they want. Nobody enforced them to drive. Nobody make them go. Willingly they go there, thinking that's good for them. And they get the opposite. That's a clear proof. We don't know what's good for us. We do not know what's good for us. So a believer, when he goes through this hardship, he doesn't question about Allah's rahmah, Allah's wisdom. Allah is Hakim. Allah is the all-wise. You have this sound aqidah. Everything Allah commanded, either universal command or religious command, Allah is Hakim. Have this aqidah. Allah is wise. Never question Allah's decision, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather think good about Allah. Think good about Allah. Say, this Allah did this for my own interest. Naam. So that brother who's saying, Allah didn't answer my dua, subhanallah. How you say Allah didn't answer? How about Allah answer your dua in a better way? And this is what you're saying about your Lord. Subhanallah. Ta'ala an dhalika uluwan kabira. Think about a human being who is planning good for you. He wants you, he's trying you to be better. He's preparing money for you. Actually, it happened. One of the parents, he was saving money, buy land to build a house for his son. And the son, he's questioned, Father didn't give me anything. I inherit. Where's my money? I inherit this money from, where's my money? And then complaining. And I talk to the parent. This son, he has this feeling. Please explain to him. Ask him how much money. The money is this. This is the money you inherit from your parent? Yes. All that money times 10 times. It is there for him. That money inherit, none, one penny was not touched. It's in business, it's growing up. Now it's into that amount. Furthermore, that land is for him. And I'm building a house for him. All that is not on him. Subhanallah. So that person complaining about his parent, complaining to the people, father doesn't like me, parent doesn't like me. And this is how the parents are doing things. You see how they are different. Now, وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. If this is it's very shame, it's very bad, that child to treat his parent that way, while the father is all caring about him. What do you think about Allah al-Kareem, subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is more merciful than that parent to their child? So a believer to think good about Allah, Allah has wisdom when He decree, when He delayed the dua. But you have guarantee. You have guarantee from Allah. Ala inna rahmatallahi qareebun min al-muhsinin. If you are a good doer, the mercy of Allah is close to you. إِنَّهُ مَنْ يَتَّقِ وَيَصْبِرْ فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. If you are truly obedient to Allah and you remain patient, Allah doesn't break the promise. He will give you a way out. But that's tomorrow, after a year, after 10 years, Allahu A'lam. But the ending is for you. وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. The ending is for you. You may suffer 20 years, 30 years. But at the end, if all that is lifted off and you have relief, you don't remember the difficulty you went through. And Prophet Yusuf is an example. Prophet Yusuf, he was thrown to the well. He was sold out to become a slave. They put in a jail. They accused him. But at the end, what did he become? He became the leader of the country, whole country, in the treasury. Na'am. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored him. What he remember? But he was obedient in all those situations. In the jail, he was obeying Allah. In the life of slavery, he was obeying Allah. So a believer just to be good Muslim. The situation, you be obedient to Allah. And have this promise from Allah. Wallahu la yukhlif al-mi'ad. You will have way out. You know it, you don't know how, only Allah knows. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. Everything has time for Allah, measurement. Just do your part. Be obedient to Allah and remain patient. Don't say, I'm obedient to Allah. Don't you say, MashaAllah. Yes, even if that's true. You are obedient to Allah. You only do righteous deeds. You have no shortcoming. There is another condition. Is to have sabr. Patience. There is a period of time. The hal is patience. Give it time. Be upon goodness. Think good about Allah. And you will find, you say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi subhanahu wa ta'ala decree these things to happen in this way. It's a matter of time. So none of us should say, I ask Allah, Allah didn't answer. Because that's not true. And number one, that's not thinking good about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahu a'lam wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyina Muhammad.